In the age of social media, platforms like Instagram, X, and TikTok have become integral to how we connect, share, and express ourselves. However, these digital spaces are not always safe havens. Among the likes, shares, and comments lurks a subtle but insidious form of psychological manipulation known as gaslighting. Originally coined to describe interpersonal manipulation that makes someone doubt their reality, gaslighting has found a new playground in the online world, where anonymity, rapid interactions, and curated personas amplify its impact. Gaslighting on social media often occurs through comments, direct messages, DMs, or group interactions where manipulators, whether trolls, influencers, or even acquaintances, use carefully crafted words to undermine your confidence, distort your perceptions, or control your behavior. Unlike overt bullying, gaslighting is covert, leaving victims confused, self-doubting, and emotionally drained without fully understanding why. This article explores the signs that you're being gaslighted on social media, delving into the psychological mechanisms, tools of manipulation, and strategies to protect yourself. Through research, real-world examples, and practical advice, this analysis aims to empower you to recognize and resist online manipulation. What is gaslighting? Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation in which the perpetrator seeks to make the victim question their reality, memory, or sanity. The term originates from the 1938 play Gaslight and its 1944 film adaptation, where a husband dims the gas lights in their home but denies doing so, causing his wife to doubt her perceptions. In modern contexts, gaslighting involves tactics like denial, contradiction, trivialization, and blame shifting to destabilize the victim's sense of self. On social media, gaslighting takes on unique characteristics due to the platform's design. Rapid communication, anonymity, and public visibility amplify its reach and impact. Unlike in-person gaslighting, which often occurs in close relationships, online gaslighting can come from strangers, acquaintances, or even algorithmic echo chambers, making it harder to identify and address. Why social media is a breeding ground for gaslighting? Social media platforms are uniquely suited to gaslighting due to several factors. Anonymity and distance. Anonymous accounts or pseudonyms allow manipulators to act without accountability, emboldening toxic behavior. Curated personas. Users often present idealized versions of themselves, creating opportunities to manipulate others by projecting authority or superiority. Rapid interactions. The fast-paced nature of comments and DMs leaves little time for reflection, making it easier for manipulators to sow doubt before victims can process. Public visibility. Public comments can amplify gaslighting by enlisting others to reinforce the manipulator's narrative, creating a mob-like effect. Algorithmic amplification. Algorithms prioritize engagement, often boosting controversial or emotionally charged content, which gaslighters exploit to gain traction. A 2023 study by the Journal of Cyberpsychology found that 45% of social media users have experienced some form of psychological manipulation online, with gaslighting being a common tactic due to its subtlety and effectiveness. The psychology of gaslighting. Gaslighting exploits fundamental psychological principles. Cognitive dissonance. By presenting conflicting information, e.g., denying something you know to be true, gaslighters create discomfort, prompting victims to resolve the dissonance by doubting themselves. Self-esteem erosion. Repeated manipulation undermines confidence, making victims more susceptible to further control. Social proof. On social media, gaslighters may rally others, e.g., through likes or supportive comments, to validate their narrative, isolating the victim. Emotional dependency. In private DMs, manipulators may alternate between kindness and cruelty, creating a trauma bond that keeps victims engaged. Understanding these mechanisms is key to recognizing gaslighting and breaking its hold. Denial of your reality. One of the hallmark signs of gaslighting is when someone denies your experiences or perceptions, even when you have evidence. On social media, this might look like comments dismissing your posts. You share a personal story or opinion, and a commenter insists it never happened, or you're exaggerating, despite your clear account. For example, if you post about a workplace issue, a gaslighter might respond, "That's not how it works, you're just being dramatic." DMs contradicting your memory. In private messages, someone might deny a previous interaction or claim you misunderstood their words, causing you to question your recollection. Example: Sarah posts about feeling overwhelmed by online negativity, and a follower comments, "You're just too sensitive. No one's being negative." Despite visible toxic comments, Sarah begins to doubt her perception, trivializing your feelings. Gaslighters often minimize your emotions to make you feel irrational or overly sensitive. This tactic invalidates your experiences, eroding your confidence. On social media, public shaming. A commenter might mock your feelings, e.g., "Why are you so upset about this?" It's not a big deal. This can rally others to pile on, amplifying the effect. Private manipulation. In DMs, a gaslighter might say, "You're blowing this out of proportion," dismissing your valid concerns. Example: Jake shares a post about struggling with anxiety, and a friend messages, "Everyone feels anxious sometimes. Stop acting like it's special." Jake feels invalidated and hesitates to share again. Blame shifting and guilt tripping. Gaslighters deflect responsibility by blaming you for their actions or the situation. On social media, this can manifest as comment attacks. If you call out toxic behavior, the gaslighter might respond, "You're the one causing drama," flipping the narrative to make you the aggressor. DM manipulation. In private, they might guilt trip you, e.g., "If you weren't so sensitive, we wouldn't be arguing." Example: Mia confronts a commenter for spreading misinformation on her post, and they reply, "You're just trying to censor me because you can't handle the truth." Mia feels guilty and questions her stance. Contradictory statements. Gaslighters use contradictory messages to confuse you, making it hard to trust your judgment. On social media, mixed signals and comments. A user might praise your post publicly but criticize you privately, creating confusion about their intentions. Hot and cold DMs. In messages, they might alternate between flattery and insults, keeping you off balance. Example: Alex receives a DM praising his art, but the same user later comments, "This is so overrated." The inconsistency leaves Alex doubting his talent. Isolation through public humiliation. Gaslighters may publicly undermine you to isolate you from your community. On social media, targeted comments. They post snarky or condescending remarks to diminish your credibility, e.g., "You're not an expert. Why are you even talking about this?" Subtweeting or vague posting. They make indirect posts that mock you without naming you, prompting others to join in. Example: Emma shares a political opinion, and a follower comments, "Wow, someone needs to go back to school." Others like the comment, making Emma feel alienated. Questioning your sanity. A classic gaslighting tactic is making you feel crazy for your thoughts or actions. On social media, gaslighting phrases. Comments like, "You're delusional," or "No one else sees it that way," challenge your grasp on reality. DM accusations. In private, they might say, "You're overreacting. No one agrees with you," even when others support your view. Example: Liam posts about a controversial topic, and a commenter writes, "You're completely out of touch with reality." Liam begins to question his perspective. Emotional exhaustion. Gaslighting is draining, leaving you feeling confused, anxious, or depressed. On social media, the cumulative effect of toxic comments or manipulative DMs can erode your mental health, making it hard to engage online. Example: Sophia receives a barrage of critical comments and contradictory DMs after a viral post. She feels overwhelmed and stops posting, fearing further attacks. Comments as weapons. Public comments are a primary tool for gaslighting due to their visibility and potential to influence others. Manipulators' use. Sarcasm and mockery. Snarky remarks like, "Nice try, but you're clueless," undermine your confidence while appearing playful. Dogpiling. Gaslighters may rally followers to amplify their attacks, creating a sense of collective agreement against you. Selective focus. They cherry-pick minor details in your post to distort your message, e.g., "You said X, so clearly you don't understand Y." A 2022 study by Cyber Psychology, Behavior, and Social Networking found that 38% of social media users have experienced targeted comment attacks, with gaslighting tactics prevalent in 20% of cases. Direct messages, DMs, as private traps. DMs allow gaslighters to manipulate in private, where their tactics are harder to detect. Common strategies include love bombing and devaluation. They shower you with praise initially, only to criticize or ghost you later, creating emotional dependency. Gaslighting loops. They deny previous messages, rewrite conversations, or claim you misunderstood, causing you to doubt your memory. Guilt-inducing narratives. They might say, "I'm just trying to help, but you're too defensive," framing you as the problem. Example: a follower DMs Rachel to praise her activism but later accuses her of causing trouble when she challenges their views. Rachel feels manipulated but can't pinpoint why. Group dynamics and echo chambers. Gaslighters often exploit group dynamics to amplify their influence. Tagging allies. They tag friends or followers to back their narrative, creating a mob effect. Echo chambers. In group chats or comment threads, they reinforce false narratives, making you feel outnumbered. Algorithmic boosting. Controversial comments gain traction through likes and shares, amplifying the gaslighter's reach. A 2023 report by the Oxford Internet Institute noted that algorithmic engagement often prioritizes divisive content, indirectly aiding gaslighters. Visual and emotional triggers. Gaslighters may use memes, emojis, or emotionally charged language to manipulate. Mocking emojis. Using face with rolling eyes or face with ears of joy to dismiss your posts without engaging substantively. Memes. Sharing images that caricature your views, making you feel ridiculed. Emotional baiting. Posting inflammatory content to provoke a reaction, then gaslighting you for responding. Example: a commenter responds to Mark's post with a mocking meme, prompting others to join in. Mark feels humiliated and deletes his post. Erosion of self-confidence. Repeated gaslighting undermines your trust in your perceptions, leading to self-doubt. A 2023 study in Psychological Reports found that victims of online gaslighting reported a 25% decrease in self-esteem after prolonged exposure. Anxiety and depression. The confusion and isolation caused by gaslighting can trigger mental health issues. Victims may experience social anxiety, fear of posting or engaging online due to anticipated attacks. Depression, feeling invalidated or alienated can lead to hopelessness or withdrawal. A 2022 Lancet Psychiatry study linked online manipulation to a 30% increase in anxiety symptoms among young adults. Hypervigilance and trust issues. Victims often become hypervigilant, scrutinizing every comment or message for hidden agendas. This can erode trust in online and offline relationships, making it hard to form connections. Compulsive engagement. Ironically, gaslighting can trap victims in a cycle of engagement as they seek validation or clarity from their manipulators. This mirrors the trauma bonding seen in abusive relationships. Trolls and anonymous accounts. Trolls use anonymity to provoke and manipulate, often targeting vulnerable users for amusement. Their lack of accountability makes them particularly dangerous. Example: an anonymous account comments on Lisa's post, "You're delusional if you think anyone cares," sparking self-doubt. Influencers and public figures. Some influencers gaslight to maintain control or deflect criticism, using their platform to dismiss followers' concerns or rewrite narratives. Example: a fitness influencer tells a follower, "You're just jealous," when questioned about misleading advice, invalidating their concern. Acquaintances or friends. Gaslighting can come from people you know, who use familiarity to manipulate. They may exploit private DMs to guilt trip or control you. Example: a friend DMs Tom, "You're too sensitive, I was just joking," after a hurtful comment, making Tom question his reaction. Organized groups or bots. Coordinated groups, such as ideological factions or bot networks, may gaslight to push agendas, using mass comments or DMs to overwhelm targets. A 2023 MIT Technology Review report identified bot-driven gaslighting campaigns targeting activists, with 15% of online harassment involving coordinated manipulation. Recognize the signs. Educate yourself about gaslighting tactics to spot them early. Keep a record of interactions, e.g., screenshots, to validate your memory and counter denials. Trust your intuition. If a comment or DM feels off, trust your gut. Gaslighters rely on self-doubt, so affirming your instincts is a powerful defense. Set boundaries. Publicly, disable comments on sensitive posts or moderate them to filter toxic content. Privately, block or mute manipulators and avoid engaging in prolonged DM arguments. Platform tools. Use privacy settings to limit who can message or tag you. A 2022 cyber psychology study found that proactive boundary setting reduced online harassment by 40%. Seek support. Share your experiences with trusted friends or online communities to gain perspective and validation. Therapy or support groups can help process the emotional toll. Disengage strategically. Avoid feeding the gaslighter's ego by responding emotionally. Instead, ignore. Let their comments fade into obscurity. Deflect. Respond neutrally, e.g., thanks for your input, to de-escalate. Report. Flag abusive behavior to platform moderators. Digital detox and mindfulness. Limit exposure to toxic platforms and practice mindfulness to rebuild confidence. Meditation, journaling, or grounding exercises can counteract the anxiety of gaslighting. A 2023 mindfulness study found that daily meditation reduced the psychological impact of online harassment by 35%. The targeted influencer. Maya, a lifestyle influencer, posted about body positivity only to receive comments like, "You're promoting unhealthy habits, stop lying to yourself." In DMs, the same users claimed, "We're just concerned for you," creating confusion. Maya screenshot the interactions, shared them with her community, and disabled comments, regaining her confidence. The political activist. Sam, an activist, faced gaslighting in comment threads, with users saying, "You're making this up, no one's oppressed." Despite evidence, the coordinated attacks made Sam doubt his cause. He joined a support group, which helped him recognize the manipulation and focus on constructive advocacy. The teen victim. Lily, a 17-year-old, received DMs from a friend who alternated between compliments and insults, saying, "You're too sensitive, I'm just being honest." The hot and cold dynamic left Lily anxious. With parental guidance, she blocked the contact and limited her DM settings, improving her mental health. These cases highlight the diverse forms of gaslighting and the effectiveness of proactive strategies. Platform responsibility. Social media companies must address gaslighting through moderation tools, AI-driven filters to detect manipulative language in comments or DMs, transparency, clear reporting mechanisms and consequences for harassers, user education, in-app resources on recognizing and responding to manipulation. The EU's Digital Services Act 2022 mandates platforms to combat harmful content, which could set a precedent for anti-gaslighting measures. Cultural shifts. As awareness of gaslighting grows, users are demanding safer online spaces. Movements like #DigitalWellnessAdvocate for mindful engagement and accountability, fostering a culture of respect. Personal empowerment. The rise of digital literacy programs in schools and workplaces is equipping users to navigate online manipulation. By prioritizing mental health and critical thinking, individuals can reclaim control over their digital experiences. Reclaiming your reality. Gaslighting on social media is a stealthy but pervasive form of manipulation, exploiting the fast-paced, emotional nature of platforms to undermine your confidence and reality. By recognizing the signs, denial, trivialization, blame shifting, and more, you can protect yourself from its psychological toll. Through boundaries, support, and mindfulness, you can navigate the digital world with clarity and resilience. You are not crazy, oversensitive, or alone. Your experiences are valid, and your voice matters. So, pause. Reflect on your online interactions. If something feels wrong, trust yourself to act. The power to resist gaslighting lies within you, and the journey to a healthier digital life starts now. Have you experienced gaslighting on social media? Share your story in the comments to connect with others and raise awareness. For more insights on digital wellness, mental health, and online safety, subscribe to our channel. Together, we can build a safer, more empowering online world.